This is Alex, and he landed a $300,000 contract from Google with this resume. Let's take a closer look at it. Alex worked at both Amazon and Microsoft, and while those names certainly draw attention, the real story is in how he crafted a resume that leveraged his experience and stood out among thousands of applicants. His journey to the top of the tech world wasn't just about big-name companies, but about knowing how to present his skills effectively. For anyone aiming to break into the tech industry, or even level up in their current role, there's a lot to learn from how Alex structured his resume. It's not just about the names on it, but the way you frame what you've done. Sure, having Amazon and Microsoft on a resume sounds like a dream come true, but what's really interesting here is the evolution of Alex's experience. Before Microsoft, it was just Amazon. Before Amazon, his resume was practically a blank slate featuring little more than some side projects. The takeaway is simple. It's not just about what you've done, it's about how you present it. Now, you might be thinking, he must have had some inside connection, right? Actually, no. One of the most surprising aspects of Alex's story is that he didn't have any referrals or internal connections when applying to Google. It was a straight-up cold application. For many, referrals seem like the only way to get into big tech companies. But Alex's experience shows that a strong resume can stand on its own. Sure, referrals help. Around 40% of jobs are filled that way, but that still leaves 60% open to cold applicants. What made Alex's resume stand out wasn't some special connection, it was the way he crafted it to speak for itself. Here are 9 key takeaways that anyone can use to improve their own job applications, whether you're aiming for Google or just looking to move forward in tech. First, avoid redundancy. Alex's resume doesn't waste space. He mentions his expertise in coding Java once, then moves on. There's no need to repeat the same skill 5 different ways. Use your limited space to showcase a variety of strengths. Second, show your collaboration skills. One thing that stood out to Alex's Google manager was his experience working with cross-functional teams like product managers and UX designers. It's not just about coding in isolation, it's about teamwork. Next, focus on impact. Every bullet point on Alex's resume isn't just a list of tasks. It explains the why behind his work. What difference did it make? This shows that he understands the bigger picture. Formatting is also crucial. Alex's resume is easy to read, with clean bullet points, relaxed margins, and no walls of text. If your resume is pain to look at, no one will bother reading it. Another thing Alex does well is listing unfinished projects. He wasn't afraid to put projects that weren't fully completed on his resume. Leading a project halfway still shows leadership and initiative, and it's the contribution that counts, not just the final result. When it comes to job titles, Alex kept things simple and used industry-standard terms. Even if Amazon called him a software development engineer, he went with software engineer so that recruiters would instantly understand his role. It's all about clarity. Alex also made sure to sprinkle technical language throughout his resume. Terms like API calls. This reinforces that he's a true engineer who understands the field. Finally, simplicity is key. Alex's resume isn't cluttered with unnecessary details or over-the-top descriptions. It's straightforward and gets the point across quickly. Less is often more when it comes to making a resume stand out. Ultimately, landing an interview is a numbers game. Your resume quality multiplied by the number of applications equals the total interviews. Alex's story shows that if your resume lacks substance or clarity, it's no surprise if you get no responses. But if you invest time in creating a polished, concise resume that tells a compelling story, you set yourself up for success. The takeaway is clear. Your resume is your first and sometimes only chance to make an impression. Make sure it counts before sending it out into the job market.